sitting on the stage looking down at you people, because I never really got up on top of the stage when I was here. Maybe once or twice. There weren't too many academic prizes I ever accepted. Unfortunately, I never ever won the school championship, although I did win the odd individual events. I guess everything sort of develops for one person's career or life at school, and it certainly did for me at this high school. It doesn't seem such a long time ago that I was amongst the people who were sitting down there. And I mean, once a year we had our school sports, and that was about as far as it went. Although I sort of displayed some type of ability to compete at school, I preferred when we had leisure periods to play tennis, because it was much better for me. I enjoyed it more rather than sort of running around football fields. And then when we did have a free period, I took a strange typing. I took a subject by the name of typing instead of going out and playing recreational sport. And at that time it seemed quite sissy that boys stopped typing, but I assure you in the career that I've pursued today, with the mountains of letters that I have to reply to all over the world, it certainly stood me in great stead. Being at school was one of those things that we all had to go through. Some people think that it's a waste of time. Some people can't see the reason why you attend school and why it's necessary to respect the teachers, etc. And probably when I was at school, I felt more or less exactly the same way. I felt, what was the use of attending all those years and years of school and finally just to sit down like school cert or UE. Running is no different. Unfortunately, I learned very, very quickly in life after I left school that if you don't have some sort of qualification behind it, it's very difficult to get a job. It was much easier when I left school because jobs were much more available. Today it's getting much harder. You only have to see the size of the roll of the school here. It's up to 1,500. When I was there, it was nowhere near that size. That means that each and one of you are going to be looking for a job at some stage or another. Running is no different. I found that you just can't go out and run a race and expect to be best in the world. You have to years and years and many, many hours of background training to achieve one particular event. In 1976, before I went to the Olympic Games, I ran something like 25,000 miles of training just for one event to try and win. I had to make sure that I had enough background to be the best in the world on that possible day. Sitting the school examination, unfortunately, or fortunately, which way you look at it, is no different. The reason why you go through the primary schools and intermediate and then on to high school is to gather that knowledge so that the day that comes, no different. We start out exactly the same. First of all, we start jogging and we keep it up for many weeks. Finally, we move into work and then finally into speed work and racing. It's identical to the doing it. I found in life, as I went through my career in running, that nothing comes easy. It's not easy to achieve, but everybody has the ability to be able to achieve. Everybody has a talent of something. It just means that you've got to get out there and use it. Every individual that's sitting here today will achieve something in life. It doesn't matter whatever it is. As long as you put your best ability forward, then you'll go a long way. Who knows, sitting amongst one of you, we may see a champion miler or a champion scholar or a magician sometime in the future. When I was at school, I never ever thought that I was going to be Olympic champion. I never ever thought that I would ever go across to the many countries that I have done, or even broken world records. I knew I had an ability because I could see when I ran around the football house how you do it. But if you have the ability, make sure you get out and use it. I've often been asked questions by high school students and intermediate students as I've travelled around New Zealand. Did I have to take drugs, or do I take drugs, or what do I eat, or what is it? Am I normal, sort of thing? I mean, it's quite incredible that I walked into a dairy yesterday. I was at Hastings, and it's quite funny how people sort of look at you. I walked in there to buy a newspaper, and I was with my wife, and this lady comes up to me. She looks at me sideways like this, and she stares up and down, and she says, "Is it who I think it is?" I mean, instead of just directly coming out and asking, "Are you John Walker?" I mean, people sort of treat you as a bit of an ogre. They think you try and do something different than everybody else. Because you've been on television, you're different than the normal people. I can remember in 1982 being presented with the medal from the Commonwealth Games from the Queen. One every quarter an hour beforehand, address the Queen by and how we should talk to people. I think that people are normal. Everybody's the same, it's just that some people are achievers and some are not. But everybody has the same ability. As you go through life, maybe you might remember some of my words today.